In today's world, privacy is no longer a guarantee. It has become a rare commodity. Governments, corporations, and countless unseen entities are constantly watching, tracking, and recording nearly every aspect of our lives. This surveillance is not always obvious. It is built into the very infrastructure of modern society, operating silently and invisibly. From satellites orbiting the planet to the countless sensors embedded in cities, the networks of observation are vast and growing. Every device we use contributes to this invisible web. Smartphones track our location, record our conversations through apps, and log our browsing habits. Smart home devices like TVs, speakers, and even refrigerators collect data on our routines, preferences, and behaviors. Cars with GPS systems, wearable fitness trackers, and connected appliances all feed data into massive databases that can be analyzed, sold, or shared without our explicit consent. This constant observation creates a world where our movements, habits, and even our thoughts can be inferred from patterns of behavior. Governments use this data for national security and law enforcement, while corporations exploit it for profit, predicting what we will buy, where we will go, and how we will behave. Social media platforms and search engines, under the guise of convenience, compile enormous profiles that map our personal lives with frightening accuracy. What makes this invisible network so powerful is its subtlety. Most people don't see the mechanisms of surveillance, and the systems operate without daily disruption. But every click, every swipe, every interaction is feeding into a digital profile that others can access, analyze, and exploit. In essence, our private lives are no longer private. The invisible watchers are everywhere, and escaping them is becoming increasingly impossible in a world where technology and surveillance are intertwined. While most people are vaguely aware of ads following them online, few understand the vast empire built around buying and selling personal data. At the center of this system are data brokers, companies that specialize in collecting, aggregating, and selling information about individuals. They compile data from hundreds of sources: social media profiles, online purchases, subscription services, public records, and even leaked databases. Every click, like, and online interaction becomes a piece of a puzzle, constructing detailed profiles of who we are, what we like, and how we might act. Data brokers don't just stop at basic demographic information. They analyze patterns, habits, preferences, and tendencies, predicting behavior with remarkable accuracy. This predictive power is incredibly valuable. Marketers use it to target ads with near-perfect precision. Political campaigns leverage it to influence voting behavior, and financial institutions use it to assess creditworthiness or risk. In some cases, employers and insurance companies can even use this data to make decisions about hiring or coverage. The troubling aspect of this empire is its opacity. Most people have no idea their data is being collected, much less sold multiple times to unknown third parties. Regulations are limited, inconsistent, or difficult to enforce, allowing these companies to operate largely unchecked. Your online identity, purchases, location, and even offline habits are commodified, treated as a product to be traded for profit. Ultimately, the data broker ecosystem is a shadow economy built on surveillance. It turns private information into a currency and makes our personal lives a source of endless revenue. The power these companies wield goes far beyond advertising. It gives them influence over behavior, decisions, and even the broader social and political landscape. In this invisible market, every individual becomes a tracked asset, and escaping the system is increasingly difficult. Surveillance is no longer confined to secret government programs or high-tech labs. It has become a normal part of daily life. Every day, ordinary people are monitored in ways they rarely notice or question. Public spaces, workplaces, and even private homes are equipped with cameras, sensors, and monitoring systems that constantly record behavior. The combination of physical and digital surveillance has created an environment where nearly every action can be tracked, analyzed, and stored. CCTV cameras are now ubiquitous in cities worldwide, watching streets, public transportation, and commercial areas. Facial recognition technology has been integrated into these systems, allowing authorities to identify individuals in real time. Airports, train stations, and stadiums employ advanced surveillance to monitor crowds and detect potential threats, But the same technology can also track innocent citizens without consent. Online surveillance is equally pervasive. Every search query, social media post, online purchase, and even location check-in is recorded and analyzed. Companies monitor browsing habits and app usage, building intricate profiles that reveal more about a person than most friends or family know. Governments also tap into digital networks to monitor communication, track dissidents, or predict behavior. Even private homes are not safe. Smart devices such as TVs, speakers, and home assistants constantly collect data, often without users fully realizing it. The normalization of this surveillance has significant implications. People unconsciously modify behavior when they know they are being watched, a phenomenon known as the chilling effect. Freedom of expression, privacy, and autonomy are slowly eroded as individuals learn to self-censor or conform to perceived expectations. In essence, surveillance is now embedded in the very fabric of modern life. It shapes how people act, communicate, and think. The networks are invisible but omnipresent, creating a society where observation is constant and privacy is increasingly elusive. Understanding this reality is the first step toward reclaiming personal freedom in an age of unrelenting monitoring. Artificial intelligence is no longer a tool of the future. It has become an integral part of modern surveillance systems. One of the most powerful applications is predictive policing, where AI algorithms analyze massive amounts of data to anticipate crime, flag high-risk individuals, or even determine potential criminal behavior before it happens. While the idea may sound like science fiction, it is already in use in cities around the world, fundamentally changing law enforcement and the concept of justice. Predictive policing relies on a combination of historical crime data, social patterns, economic indicators, and individual behavior to generate probabilities. The AI doesn't just identify trends. It assigns risk scores to neighborhoods, groups, and sometimes specific individuals. Police forces can then prioritize resources or conduct interventions based on these predictions. However, these systems are far from neutral. Biases in the data, reflecting historical inequalities or discriminatory practices, are often amplified, resulting in over-policing of marginalized communities while leaving others relatively untouched. Beyond policing, AI surveillance is increasingly used to monitor workplaces, schools, and even public behavior. Algorithms track social media posts, monitor movements, and analyze communications for patterns deemed suspicious or threatening. This predictive power can influence legal decisions, insurance approvals, hiring, and even social benefits, effectively controlling lives without traditional oversight. The danger lies in the combination of opacity and automation. Most individuals have no idea when or how AI systems are evaluating them. Decisions that once required human judgment are now automated, and challenging or even understanding these decisions is nearly impossible. Ultimately, predictive AI represents a shift from reactive law enforcement to proactive behavioral control. It transforms surveillance into something predictive, preventative, and pervasive, raising profound ethical questions. As algorithms increasingly shape the world we live in, privacy, freedom, and fairness are under threat, leaving individuals to navigate a society where their actions are constantly anticipated and monitored. Living under constant surveillance has profound consequences for society, individuals, and the very concept of freedom. As governments, corporations, and AI systems monitor almost every aspect of life, privacy has become a luxury few can afford. Every online interaction, every device, and every public action can be tracked, analyzed, and stored, creating an environment where personal freedom is quietly eroded. The absence of privacy affects behavior. People begin to self-censor, avoiding conversations, searches, or actions that might be misinterpreted. This chilling effect limits free expression and discourages experimentation, creativity, and dissent. In essence, the knowledge of being watched changes how people live, think, and interact with the world. Society also faces ethical and political challenges. Surveillance technologies, particularly AI-driven predictive systems, can reinforce existing biases, target marginalized communities, and concentrate power in the hands of a few corporations or government agencies. When our personal data becomes a commodity, it gives others the ability to manipulate, influence, and control behavior without consent. Despite these threats, there are ways to reclaim privacy. Awareness, encryption, digital hygiene, and legal reforms are critical in resisting pervasive monitoring. Societies must debate and legislate the boundaries of surveillance, balancing security with individual rights. Ultimately, life without privacy is not just about lost secrecy, it's about lost autonomy. As the digital and physical worlds merge under constant observation, individuals must understand the stakes. The fight for privacy is a fight for freedom, dignity, and the ability to live without being constantly watched.